This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
You ever hit a point where you're so fed up with a problem that just keeps happening, you're ready to throw in the towel? Well, today we're diving into an absolutely brilliant story about parenting, patience, and a solution that is completely unexpected. This is the lesson of the sixth water bottle. Okay, so let's set the scene. I want you to imagine you're a parent, and you have the patience of a saint. You know, you're the calm in the storm. But there's this one tiny little problem that keeps popping up, and it's starting to chip away at even your rock-solid calm. And here it is, 6. That is the number of water bottles your son has lost in just one school year. We're past the point of it being an accident, right? This is a full-blown pattern. And every single one of those bottles means another trip to the store, another frustrating chat, and another little piece of your sanity just gone. So yeah, this is what we're gonna call the lost bottle problem. And it is such a frustrating loop, isn't it? He loses the bottle, you have to go buy a new one, and you just sit there crossing your fingers, hoping, praying that this is the time he finally gets it. But then he comes home and his hands are empty. Again. You can just feel the frustration building here, can't you? That first bottle, okay, it's an honest mistake. It happens to everyone. The second one, a little annoying. But by bottle number 3, you realize, uh-oh, this is a habit. The fourth and fifth, you're giving lectures, you're letting out these deep, heavy sighs, and then you hit number 6. And that is the breaking point, the final straw. So, bottle number 6 vanishes, just like all the ones before it. And this is where the mom has this amazing light bulb moment. She realizes that what she's been doing just isn't working. The talks, the lectures, the nagging, it's all just background noise to him. It's time for a completely different game plan. And this is what she actually wrote when she shared the story. It's just perfect, isn't it? He lost 6 water bottles this year, and I lost my patience. In one single witty sentence, she sums up everything. The absolute frustration, the humor in the situation, and the moment she decided, okay, that's it. Enough is enough. And this really is the million-dollar question, right? She's at her wit's end. What do you even do? Give him another lecture? Totally pointless. Buy a 7th, maybe even more expensive bottle? That feels like you're just rewarding the behavior. So, what now? Well, she came up with something that was just genius. A solution that was completely outside the box, or, in this case, outside the bottle. This wasn't about punishing him, it was about communicating in a brand new way, a way he absolutely could not ignore. Just look at this. What she didn't do is almost as important as what she did. No new bottle, no more lectures. She refused to repeat that same failed cycle. Instead, she did something he would never, ever forget. She just calmly filled a couple of small plastic sandwich bags with water and handed them to him for school, and that was it. Not another word. So, of course, when she posted this online, it just blew up. It went totally viral. And you can see exactly why, right? It tapped into this feeling that so many people have had. Every parent out there was nodding along, thinking, yep, I know exactly how that feels. It was hilarious, it was clever, and it was such a fresh solution to a problem that drives so many of us nuts. All right, so let's break this down. Why was this silent, weird little protest so much more powerful than all the lectures that came before it? What was the secret ingredient here? Well, as it turns out, there's a little bit of psychology going on. The genius of it all really boils down to 3 things. First, it was a silent message. It was a pattern interrupt. He was expecting another lecture he could tune out, but instead he got this. It forced him to pay attention. Second, the unforgettable humor. I mean, can you just imagine being that kid showing up to school with little baggies of water? The sheer absurdity of it is what makes the lesson stick in your brain. And finally, it put the responsibility right back on his shoulders in a very practical and, let's be honest, kind of awkward way. And that is the real takeaway here. So often we default to these serious talks and just repeating ourselves, trying to hammer a point home with logic. But what this story shows us is that sometimes the best teachers are humor and creativity. They have this amazing way of cutting through all the noise, getting past our defenses, and creating a memory that actually sticks, and most importantly, changes behavior. And that brings us to you. We've just walked through one mom's absolutely brilliant solution, born out of that perfect mix of total frustration and a flash of creativity. But hey, we all have a different breaking point and a different way of solving problems. So I'll leave you with the same question from the original story. If you were in her shoes, staring down the possibility of a seventh lost bottle, what would your solution be? Would you have bought another one, tried a different tactic? Or maybe, just maybe, you would have had your own plastic bag moment. It's definitely something to think about.